I'm going to show you a pretty easy way to beat Flame Domain 4 so we can get the resources to make a rank 5 hero, really to rank 5 our Horus, and then we take our Horus into Grave of Venom to beat stage 7 and get legendary gear. Now this is not the formation I'm going to use. I'm going to show you a run after this that I'm using that is much easier. It's easier to get through the waves and easier to beat the boss where you're just full life the whole entire time. This is the standard formation you're going to see a lot of people run, and I'm going to explain to you why. It's a great formation. We've got decrease attack in here. We've got a Dree to do that speed recharge penalty, and it is massive. We had a Dree on Grave of Curse, taking down that turn meter, making Grave of Curse stage 6 with all rares. Very, very easy if you saw that video a few days ago. That move, that ability is extremely strong. If you have anybody that can do that ability, put it in place of her, because we need to slow down the boss so that we can always get our moves up, so we can get that decrease attack up, we can get our shields up, we can get the damage in there, and we can get rid of those buffs if we need to get rid of those buffs. If we're bringing in somebody like Inna removes buffs. We don't have her on this team. We're going to bring her in on another team. If you're running something like Inna and Arena, which is down there in the bottom with the book on that does decrease attack, then it's really easy if you have enough DPS to get through the waves and then to DPS down the boss before the time runs out. But the biggest thing is formation. You can see how all of our people are not within 1 square of each other. When we started off, the main DPS, the main tank was right in the middle, but he moves forward. And when you go up to the boss, he'll move forward. So we'll be spread just like this. The biggest thing is the ultimate, that if somebody is around you within 1 square, that it blows up additional times. So if we put 3 people next to each other, they're going to take 3 big ultimate hits, all 3 of them, because they're touching each other. Now that they're spread like this, the damage is really, it's not that bad. It's not bad at all. It's so little kind of that we don't even need to remove the debuff. We can have 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks on there as long as we can heal back up. Right now, we're bringing in Hexandra that's taking 60% additional damage. We're also bringing in Horus, taking that 60% additional damage. It would be better if we had somebody like Garius. He is a radiant tank that can do a massive heal. Somebody like that in the front lines that isn't taking all that additional damage. Somebody like some other healer other than Hexandra that's not taking all that damage would be great. But we've leveled up these heroes, so I want to use these heroes in here if we can. And you can see it's getting a little dicey with Horus, and mine is really tanky. Mine is ready to go. We've been farming Grave of Curse on stage 6 really easily, and we've got good gear on him now, right? We've got that epic gear with the increased defense, increase HP. So we're going to save our moves. When we get here, we're going to take a Dree and make sure we knock down that turn meter and put that slow speed on, but we don't want it to happen immediately when we go in. It can happen now. We just don't want it to happen right away. And we're going to save our decrease attack for when the boss does the ultimate. Otherwise, we are dead. And we're going to save our shields for then too. So right around here is when she gets ready to cast that skill. But that skill isn't cast on us until we see those puddles on the ground. That's when we get that additional stack. You see it? Now they're on us. We put up the decrease attack. It lasts for 10 seconds, so we can put it up really at the second fireball thing she does. And look, we're not dead. Normally, if we're clubbed together, we are all dead. That was hardly any damage, right? This is stage 4. We're level 90. We've got some epic gear like we should have. We've got the recharge speed penalty on so we can get back to our moves, get those shields back up, get those heals back up, get that decrease attack back up because we have to have it on. Put it on early because it lasts for 10 seconds. We've got 9 stacks each. Boom. The only one taking massive damage, kind of, is the back, right? Hexandra that's taking 60% additional damage, but you kind of really don't notice it. Here, though, we are taking a lot of damage, so it's hard to kind of get back up. Like, we're taking so much damage just from all the normal moves. It's really difficult to kind of catch back up. It looks like we're doing okay here, and we are, but we're falling behind. Like, every time we heal, every time we shield, we're eventually getting lower and lower health. So really what we need now is either more heals or more DPS so that we can kill her quick enough, or we can keep healing ourselves and do better there, which would mean making our people tankier, making Hexandra heal for more, getting more HP on people, but then we're going to be doing lower damage, right? So it's kind of, that's why I didn't like this one, right? That's why I didn't like this, and I'd have to go re-gear Adri, and I'd have to go re-gear Arena to make sure I have enough damage on them, because I really don't have a lot of damage gear, which is good. It's good that I didn't try to go minimize and maximize and pick the best gear. I just left crap gear on them. So you probably have better gear, and you can really concentrate on making this work. This will work on stage 3 when you're level 70 with rare gear. It's the same thing. Stage 3, level 70, rare gear, that's where you should be. Stage 4, epic gear, level 90, that's where you're going to be. And with this right here that we're farming on stage 4, we're going to be able to make rank 5 heroes and take them to level 100. And we need to do that. And it's going to happen once we reach adventure rank 30, which is for me on my server tomorrow, I believe tomorrow. So here, look how close it was. I did about, I've been here seriously for 2 hours, trying out many formations, many teams, even with Usha as the lead, and keeping her alive for a bit and getting through maybe 2 out of 10 runs with her doing this kind of same formation. And then I came upon this formation. This formation gives us Frost along with Necrosis benefit, right? So the whole front line almost, except for Inna, is getting additional defense, getting the additional HP, and I put them all in a line. And this is going to allow us to go through the waves without one person tanking. They're all spreading the damage. They'll all stay alive. We still do have Hexandra in the back. We've got Inna there to remove the buff. We're not going to worry about doing decrease attack this time. We're just going to take away that burn debuff with Inna. Fitz can do this too. He's an undead skeleton. You could have him in here removing, well, actually, he takes all debuffs to himself. We would probably need high resistance then, because he takes them all to himself. He does have a battle skill to remove one debuff, but the battle skill is unreliable. We can't control it ourselves. Not really, not that I know of, to be able to make sure that he can always remove it, because he'll blow up too. So this has been the easiest. If you have Inna, we've got our main character, you've got Usha, and then we've got Adri up there, always Adri. Right? We got to make sure we can do our skills. We're not putting books into all our skills. We're not making sure we put Goblin set on to increase the cast time of our skills. We're not doing any of that. We're just bringing Adri in to make sure that the boss then is slow so we can do all of our moves, even when they're 23 seconds long. So I'm going to play this. What happens though, like we said earlier, when you're all spread out, you don't take any additional damage. The two that are together are going to take additional damage. They're going to take 2 hits from that ultimate instead of 1, but there will be no burns on. So even though they're taking 2 hits, it's not bad. If I group them all up together as like a group of 5, some of them would be taking 5 hits when that ultimate happens. It's like I explained before, right? So here we've got 2 next to each other within 1 square of each other. And yes, they're going to take double hits from that ultimate, but without any burns on, it's not going to be a big thing at all. It's kind of like I showed you before, with burns on, but with decrease attack and spread, nobody next to each other, easy, just like we saw in the last run. This time, we're actually going to take that hit, but we're removing all the debuffs. So even though we're taking a double hit on the 2 groups, it's okay. And the reason why I put this way, why I put everybody up front, is so they can share damage and we can get there. Otherwise, if I just have Usha up there, I try to do the old formation and just have her running up front, she'll die. She'll take all this damage and she will die. Even with all these heals and shields, once we get to this next stage with Dane and all those other heroes, they will just burn her down. But here, the 2 far right enemies up top focus my others, and then we've got shields going, we've got heals going. It's easy. Like, nobody is ever low. Look, full auto. Keep all the skills on auto until we get to the boss. The only thing that we need to then micromanage is Inna, to make sure that we remove that debuff when the boss has all the burns up. And I think I even fudged that up a little bit, and we do take kind of a hit in the beginning, which is good also, because then you can see that you can kind of recuperate from messing it up. But just toward the end of this fight, make sure that Inna doesn't blow her ultimate. Take it off of full auto. You don't want her to blow that ultimate, and then you get into the new fight with the boss, and you don't have it up ready to go when she goes to ultimate. Because here, that's what we got to do, right? That's what we're relying on to beat this. But it's easy. It's not like we can ever fail. Once we cast that ability, we're going to remove all of the debuffs that are up. And you're going to see, we're going to stay at full health really easily, and we're going to take down the boss. And for me, this is the easiest one because nobody has dropped down low. Not at all. We're tearing it up. We've got some cool rares that I already use in a lot of other places. And this is 4. And here, I can't wait. Like right now, I am already getting the resources I need to take my Horus up to level 100, rank 5, as soon as I can tomorrow. And then once I bring him up, I'm going to jump right over into stage 7 of the Harpy. I might need to bring a few others up just to make sure that they survive too with him. But I'm going to bring that Horus up, and I'm going to be farming that legendary gear fragments. That is the free-to-play way. So 2 groups. Yeah, the 2 groups are going to take additional damage. When we remove the debuff is when the halfway point. You have to see the fire underneath our feet. Like there's when she casts the ability, or says she's going to cast it, but she doesn't cast it until I did it a little too early. That's what happened. I messed up and did it too early here. She doesn't cast it, and they don't apply that second patch of burn until you see the lava underneath their feet. So I have burns on. So we're going to take a hit. And we shouldn't have. We've got burns on. Took a pretty big hit there. No decreased attack. We had burns. We didn't have the full 2 sets of burns, but we had a lot. We're going to come back from it. We got enough heals. It's all right. There she does this one. See the fire underneath our feet. She casts it way after when she's supposed to cast it, right? Here's when she activates it, but she doesn't cast it until now. And now remove it. There you go. And you want to be on time with that because you can't have her doing the removal too close to the ultimate, because even though Adri's knocking back that turn meter and making her slower, it's putting that slow recharge speed penalty on her. It's still, I don't have books into Inna. It gets dicey. You got to make sure you do it right when it's ready. Right around there. Okay, here we go again. She's casting it. Okay, it went on. It went on, but we knocked her turn meter back, so now it's fine to do it. Boom. But look at this hit. Look at this hit. Even with people grouped up together. We're okay. We're okay. So to me, this is by far, out of like 2 hours, I've been sitting here 2 hours recording different formations, trying to figure out all this stuff, you know? It's like that GIF where you see that lady thinking and all the geometry and everything's floating around her. I was trying so many different ways to get this done. And then when I did this, I was like, this is very clean, very easy. We could even come back from like a bad... if we did what we did before and we did it too early and we still had maybe like this many stacks on, we could still survive and come back from it. But then we take it off right there. Oh, she doesn't have it up yet. See, she's starting to fall behind a little bit. And it's all about Adri. You got to have Adri or somebody that can do that speed penalty. It's called recharge speed penalty. There's a lot of heroes in the game. I'm going to do a video on every hero that can do it because I think it's a massive skill. Just an absolute monster of an ability for every boss we fight. And if we can find some really good ones like Shook, there's a lot of other epics out there. I'm going to do a full video on it. I'm going to look through them all. We'll do a video because I really think that they are very important. So here's the team. Let's look at the gear that I have on. I'm farming now. I mean, this was easy. If you don't have these rares, I hope you get them soon. Maybe you have somebody else that has that recharge speed penalty, and maybe you have Fitz, the skeleton that can bring all debuffs to himself, or you have the epic Vakuk that can remove debuffs and heal. There's a couple other ones out there that can also remove debuffs. I can't remember if Nathaniel does it or not. There's some really good ones. We should probably do a guide on all the ones that work well for this dungeon, and I'll work on that. Let's look at the gear. Starting at the bottom with Inna, we've got a 2-piece epic set, 2-piece rare set. We've got this artifact to give her some more defense and HP, just to keep her alive, to remove those debuffs. That's all we need her there for. We've got Hexandra for some healing. We have, again, an epic set and a rare set. We do have a goblin set, which gives us skill haste. So I guess it's lowering her skills from 20 seconds to 18.59 seconds. That's pretty good. And then we've got that for additional healing and survivability. Coming over here to our main character, I always have this artifact on for additional attack and attack. That makes our shields bigger since they're based off of his attack. So I always have that. And then, of course, I've got attack here, and attack there on the rune. We have Usa coming in here, getting additional damage on her ultimate ability because it hits so hard. We've got some pretty decent gear on her. And then we've got a rune of attack. And she does shield herself, so she really is pretty self-sufficient going through there. We don't really ever see her have many problems because we're getting 2 heals off. We're getting shields herself. We're getting shields here. And then now we've got this girl. And she's got the epic gear on as well. We've got attack here. And then we do have the crown. This is the only epic piece that you might not have. You might have not gotten a duplicate epic champion to go get this crown. This crown has a lot of accuracy on it right now, and the defense is very handy to stay alive. So I do put this on her. because that additional accuracy is really important. This is what I need to land. For this one to work, this team, I only have to land one debuff, and it's got to be right there. So I need accuracy on it, and I do run with some accuracy food. Although it tells me through this dungeon that I only need 90-something accuracy, and I kind of have that, but I don't trust it. So I'm going to go with the accuracy food, because you saw how easy the run was. I didn't need anything else. I don't need defense. I don't need resistance. Just getting that additional accuracy to make sure that we apply 3 hits here at a 75% chance each hit to get this recharge speed penalty. And again, if you don't have her, find somebody that has that ability. Let me know your thoughts on this build down below. Can you use it? Are you going to try it out? You should. This is stage 4. We need to beat it. We need to make those rank 5s as quickly as possible so we can go farm gear. Not as quickly. It's not a race. It's not a race, guys. We're actually not racing against anybody. Enjoy yourself every single day. We've got time to do this. We need to run the goblin lair to get experience to level heroes up. We need to run for gear, and then we need to run this so that we can rank them up. It doesn't all have to happen in one day. We take our time, we enjoy the game, and we will all eventually get there. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I will see you all in a video soon.